Season 3 finale time. The battle is fierce for second place in the championship, despite the fact that this man, pole sitter Jason Monds, has taken the title. But still in the running for that second place spot, Martin Lauer, Quintis Gillespie, Mike Mark, and very, very outside chance, Wesley Stokes. The fight is on. Second place is up for grabs. Welcome to Suzuka, the debut of Suzuka on the Zero calendar, as we head into the final round. Let's go over the grid, shall we? Starting on pole, Jason Monds has been accustomed. It's almost a given that this man will be on pole. On second on the grid, Quintis Gillespie, one of those men in the battle for the title, for the second place in the title fight. He's currently third in the championship, behind an absent Martin Lauer. Could he get second? Mike Mark, he's the third guy in that battle, fourth in championship, third on the grid. Wesley Stokes, the other man. They're all right beside each other on the grid. It should be a fantastic fight. He needs a big result, though, to keep his chances alive. Then it's Mark Klap, Zool, Red Bull BMW driver, P5, P6 for Rick Martel, the former champion, P7, Dule Markovic, the flying Serb for BMW, Mike Magasevic in the Audi, and the final man on the grid, Tom Waz, back after a long absence. He is ninth on the grid. Let's get rolling. This will be an 8-lap race. Watch out for the BMWs. They've been very quick off the line the last couple of races and occupy third and fifth on the grid. And fourth on the grid, actually. Monds gets away. Gillespie gets gobbled up by the BMWs. Mark is going for the inside for the lead. Fantastic launch from Mike Mark. Wesley Stokes had a good one, too. He gets a little bit squirrely, but he does manage to hold it in third, it looks like. Gillespie on his tail. Markovic is up to fifth. Good start by him. Mark Zool got off to a rather mediocre start, actually. He has fallen back, which is honestly a bit of a foreign concept for him. He's back down into sixth place. Seventh, Magasevic. Eighth, Martel. Ninth place, Tom Waz. Mark's still got the lead here against Monds and Stokes. Gillespie a little further back. Stokes has got to be the impatient one here. If he wants to get second in the title, currently he sits fifth. 177 points to his name. He needs a big day here. He needs a big round at Suzuka to get himself into contention. And he needs a couple of guys, specifically Mike Mark and Quintis Gillespie, to have a little bit of an off day. He was quick, though, at Chang International Circuit. And I know a man that was ruining the fact that he was robbed of a maiden win, possibly in both races, Mike Mark, by his own, just some small mistakes. He is out in front now. I imagine he is determined not to let that happen again. Mike Magasevic, somewhere along the line, has gotten up past Mark Klap Zool, who definitely had a moment and has dropped down to the back of the pack. In the meantime, at the front, Jason Monds is going for the move. He's going for the move here into a very high-speed corner. This could be dangerous, but he's got the job done. Monds is a man who's racing absolutely for nothing. Mercedes has won the Constructors' title. They are the brand to beat. He's got the driver's title. He's here just to win races. So, you know what? I think that honestly ends up making him more aggressive, if anything, more dangerous, more effective of a racer when he doesn't have those constraints. All right, we head into lap number 2. Jason Monds is your leader from Mike Mark, from Wesley Stokes, from Quintis Gillespie, Dule Markovic. Mike Magasevic is up to 6th, under pressure from Rick Martel. Then it's Tom Waz and Mark Klap Zool, the Red Bull brothers. And Monds is just he's putting the boots to it. He's just absolutely showing his class. He's already opened up a pretty large gap here. Mark has got a gap over Stokes. I think Stokes is probably the slowest of this bunch. Qualified the lowest. Mike Mark stopped on track there. Looks like just a connection error. He's back up in second place. Gillespie is fast. Is he the guy that can maybe take the fight to Monds? Because he does have the same machinery. That's a 2016 Mercedes-Benz he is driving. And you know, the guy who's keeping up here nicely is actually Dule Markovic, a guy who's not really been in the same group as these guys. He's pushing to get a top 10 spot in the championship. And, you know, he's up here doing really well. Rick Martel, Mark Klap Zool, Jason Monds. We've lost Mike Magus. Oh, there he is. Still in 6th place. Looks like we lost him for a bit. Martel got the pressure on him. Magasevic, by the way, in a fantastic brawl with Mark Klap Zool, who has picked up a spot over Tom Waz. Let's have a quick rerun and have a look at that. Looks like it may have been more than... Looks like it may have been a legitimate pass as opposed to just a car going off the track. So we'll hunt that down. I say that and it appears to be just Woz going off the track, but he is under pressure. Klap Zool creating his opening there. Suzuka is an amazingly difficult track to drive if you've not tried this track. Oh! As I say that, Degnan 2 proves a little difficult for Mike Mark, and Quintis Gillespie takes advantage to pass Wesley Stokes up into third place. Gillespie, by the way, finds himself just 10 points out of second place. A fifth place finish here would put him in a tie with Martin Lauer. Now, mind you, Mike Mark has to be full to that equation. He's within 25 points. He could take that position with a win. You also have Wesley Stokes. Really kind of a more remote chance for Stokes. He kind of needs a big weekend or big week here. And he needs these two cars ahead of him to have some problem. Actually continuing, Mark gets really out of shape. Gillespie goes through, Stokes does not. So Mark again having some troubles and not really doing Stokes' brand mate any favors as he gets back past Gillespie into second place. So just looking at the contributions here, Gillespie is 6 points behind Lauer. Further 6 points back is Mike Mark. And then, yeah, it would largely require a double win for Stokes. So he needs massive appeal here. It's between Mark and Gillespie here for that second place in the title hunt. Big battle between them. 6 points between them at 217 to 211 coming into this race. And it is absolutely showing because we're having a fantastic battle here for second, which Gillespie currently leads from Mike Mark and Wesley Stokes, the two BMWs losing out a little bit. Markovic, Magasevic still sixth, Rick Martel, Mark Klap Zool, Tom Woz rounding off the field. Jason Monds just cruising out in front right now. You know, Markovic is really getting into this fight. A guy who, you know, these three guys can't really see as a rival. He's had a bit of a rough season, been picking up his pace as of late, looking really good in the qualifying, and looking forward to seeing what he can do in season 4 with a full campaign, hopefully. But problems at the beginning of the season, of course, robbing him of some valuable points. Mark Klap Zool and Tom Woz have gone past Rick Martel, who must have had a problem. Let's have a look at that. He's absolutely on the ragged limit. You can just see from the lines he's taking through the Degnas. His problem came before the Degnas, though, by the looks of it. Collision maybe with Magasevic, or nah, this looks like just an unforced error. And it goes across the grass, loses the back end a little bit there into the barrier. And Mark Klap Zool will take the spot, and Tom Woz is also going to come through here and take the spot as well. This is also a big deal here because Mark Klap Zool and Mike Magasevic, they have a historic rivalry, maybe like a defining rivalry for the series in the midfield. It's absolutely defined the midfield. Klap Zool comes into this race needing basically to take advantage of it. He's faster here than Magasevic. Hit a bad start, had a bit of a moment, and now is back in 7th place with Magasevic in 6th. So we'll see what happens between those two. Wesley Stokes still putting the pressure on Mike Mark. This is playing into the hands of Quintis Gillespie, who will move into second in the championship, passing Martin Lauer. Also passing him will be Mike Mark by 3 points. Actually, I believe Mark has some drop scores, so it's a little bit more complex for him. He's more in need of points than Gillespie is, because Gillespie is not dropping any scores. He missed 2 rounds earlier this season, and that's his drop. Taken advantage of already. Wesley Stokes and Mike Mark have some drop points. And I believe, actually, when I alluded to Stokes being in this fight, I'm not sure that he is. I believe he may mathematically be eliminated, even with 2 wins. Right on board with Wesley Stokes through the hairpin. Suzuka is such a difficult track to set up for. If you've not raced the full GP layout of Suzuka, it's a fantastic mix of these high-speed turns and some somewhat heavy braking zones. You got this lovely section here, which is a great curve. Very difficult actually to get fully correct. And then you're going to go through here into one of the highest speed corners on the calendar, 130R. Over top of course, the other unique thing is, of course, you're going over a bridge here. Over top of the rest of the track, which is always interesting. 130R, high speed, no lift. Stokes is setting up for a move inside at the chicane. Can he get it? Inside turns into outside, but he does have it. Wesley Stokes bullying his way up into 3rd place, and these two have been battling over the supremacy in the BMW team all season long. Jason Monds, cool, calm, collected, leading the Mercedes 1-2 with Quintis Gillespie. Could be a 1-2 in the title for those two. Then it's Wesley Stokes. Then it's Mike Mark and Dule Markovic, 3 BMWs in a row. Top Audi is in 6th place, Mike Magasevic. Then it's Mark Klap, Zool's BMW, having a little bit of a moment there. The Audi of Tom Waz and the Mercedes of Rick Martel, rounding off the field. Lap 5 of 8. Mike Mark has gotten back in front of Stokes. Let's have a look at how that happened. Battle for top BMW supremacy. So it looks like coming out of the hairpin, Stokes had a moment in the hairpin would be my guess. He was very, very slow out of there. And Mike Mark takes the position pretty easily. You know, Dule Markovic is still keeping with these guys. Really showing that this is a guy to watch next season. He's had a fantastic, he's had some fantastic moments. The podium in Indianapolis, most notably coming to mind, is just a highlight of the season. But some rough patches, needs to work on some consistency. But I think you're looking at a guy who could be a consistent podium contender in the future. A guy to build around for a team. Just some interesting raw pace there, qualifying ability. Rick Martel has gotten himself into 8th place, overtaking Tom Waz. Two good buddies off the track. Pair of Canadians. Pressure is still on for this battle for 3rd. And this is an important battle. Again, we've kind of ruled Stokes out of the 2nd place equation, but he's definitely playing for absolute just reputation just on the season, being able to take the fight to Mike Mark once again. As I said, who the top BMW driver has been really a hotly contested topic. It's not like Audi where it's been definitively Alessio De Bonis since Carl Raggio's departure. It's not like Mercedes, where, well, Quintis Gillespie and Martin Lauer have certainly had their moments. Jason Monds has been the undisputed king, and you get to throw Matthew Wheeler in there for a bit, but BMW is that they're really a brand that is looking for a driver to absolutely be a championship contender, and I'm wondering, with speculation that the BMW cars this season have been a bit of a problem, if one of these two men that are on your screen right now could not be major championship threats in Season 4. When everything moves to the BMW Z4 Spec Series with independent entries from other companies. Just as an update, because we don't have a ton happening in the race right now, next season we'll see some McLarens. We will also have BMW M6s, the BMW Project car, and a Chevrolet Corvette on the grid. Still holding off is Mike Mark. Mark Klap Zool getting closer to Mike Mark. You see actually a little bit of his brake dust there in the chicane. Tom Was recovering from his spin, but we're now on lap 7 of 8, just 2 laps to go. Mind you, Suzuka is one of the longest laps on the calendar. Again, an absolute test of endurance, just to remember everything about this lap, because this is a track that gives you a little bit of everything. It's honestly it's a pleasure to drive. You see the bridge here underneath where the straightaway leads into 1030R. Let's ride on board with Jason Monds through 1030R. And then we head into the chicane. Very bus stop-like. Not quite as tough as the Belgian bus stop. And again, Stokes. Oh, touch. Bigwigs of BMW will not like that. Keeps Mark in the lead. Costs Wes Stokes a bit of time. They'll have one more lap to try and make it up. We can see Klap Zool in the background now of the 6th place car, Mike Magasevic. He doesn't have the pace. He's just been consistent, minimal on the mistakes, and it's allowed him to stay in front so far. Does he have one more lap in him to try and keep this all-important 6th place in the battle between these two Zero Racing veterans in the championship standings lower tables down to the tail end of the top 10? Speaking of veterans, the all-time leader in starts, Rick Martel, running in 8th place. Things have kind of spaced out in the battle for the podium, it looks like. Magasevic getting a little out of shape at the Degnas. Pressure is on, he can feel it. Usually fairly good about it. Jason Monds heading into, I believe this is the chicane. Nope, this is around to the final turn, actually. And your winner in Suzuka is Jason Monds, the man who will host the title at the end of this round. Quintis Gillespie is going to take 2nd place. His battle for 2nd place in the overall standings continues. It takes a boost. Mike Mark is 3rd. Fourth is Wesley Stokes. Fifth will be Dule Markovic, I do believe, as he comes around to finish his lap. But sixth is up for grabs. It's Magasevic and Klap Zool fighting heading into the chicane. Here's a move from Klap Zool. He is not going to make that turn, though. He cuts the chicane. And I imagine the stewards are going to have a look at that. We're gonna go take a look at that because I think this is a moment of controversy to end this what has been a magnificent race. We ride on board with Mark Klap Zool as he heads into the chicane, making a big move, and knows he's going to have to cut across there and not make the chicane. I imagine there will be a penalty associated with that. So he'll cross the line in sixth. Whether he retains that position on inspection, I don't know. Mike Magasevic finishing in seventh. Eighth will be Rick Martel. Ninth will be, I believe, the at this point lapped car of Tom Waz. Tune in for race 2. Waz will start from pole ahead of Martel, barring any penalties that come out during the course of the race.